Okay, so it looks like it's about time to put some new hummingbird food into this feeder and maybe clean it up a little bit. It's been about a week since we've added any food to it. So I'm going to show you how to make the recipe for hummingbird food to put in the feeder. It's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and head to the kitchen and get started on making some hummingbird food. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you get your water to a rolling boil. And in this pot I have 1 cup of water, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that down because it's at a rolling boil. And the basic ratio for the hummingbird food recipe is you want 1 cup of water to a 1/4 cup of sugar. If you need more, just go ahead and multiply it out. 2 cups means a 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 cups of water, 1/2 cup of sugar. And one thing you want to do is make sure the water is good and hot because you want to dissolve the sugar thoroughly. If not, it's going to take on kind of a brown color. So make sure your water's good and hot, and we have that now. And the other thing you want to do is kind of go ahead and get your water moving before you put your sugar in. And don't overwhelm the water with the sugar. You want to make sure everything is good and dissolved. And doing that now. Okay. So got the water moving to begin with, and then we went ahead and we'll make sure to keep moving. And we're going to go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to give the food time to cool down. You don't want to put it in your feeder while it's hot, especially those plastic feeders. You might melt it. So that's how you go ahead and make the base recipe for the hummingbird food. You want 1 cup of water and a 1/4 cup of sugar. That's the base recipe. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the hummingbird feeder a little bit. Make sure that you just use some warm water and some Dawn detergent. That's probably the best to use. It's pretty mild. Never use any bleach on your hummingbird feeder. If you do for some reason, just make sure to get all the bleach out of it. Clean it really well. Even with soap and water, you want to make sure you clean it out really well. You don't want to change the taste of the hummingbird food with soap or anything like that. So we're just going to go ahead and clean off some of the mildew and some of the dirt from this feeder. And I'm sure you don't need to watch me do that. You can do that on your own. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then we'll head outside and load the feeder up with some food and hang it back up again. Okay, so now that we've hung our hummingbird feeder back up with the food in it, there's just a couple more things I want to go over that you want to keep in mind when you're hanging your hummingbird feeder. Is that you want to hang it in a shady area because water and sugar out in the sunlight after time can actually ferment into alcohol, and that's not good for the hummingbirds, obviously. And also in the direct sun, it can mildew and mold the feeder itself a lot more quickly. Or you may want to hang it in a shady place next to your nectar flowers. That's always a good place to hang a hummingbird feeder. And the other thing is, you don't need the red dye in your hummingbird food because it's the color of the feeder and the color of the flower, the red and the yellow. That's what actually attracts the hummingbirds. So just keep those things in mind. And we hope you enjoy this video, and we hope you get to see some hummingbirds. And we're going to go ahead and end this video so the hummingbirds can come back and start feeding. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.